Today class we discuss data link layer design issues. So here the data link layer in the OSI reference model is in between the physical layer and network layer. So this data link layer converts the raw transmission of bits provided by the physical layer to a reliable end-to-end error-free link. So here the major design issues of data link layer are: first one, services provided to network layer; second one, framing; third one, flow control; and fourth one, error control. So these are the design issues of data link layer. First one, services provided to network layer; second one, framing; third one, flow control; fourth one, error control. Now we discuss each design issues of the data link layer. First one, services provided to the network layer. So the important and essential function of data link layer is to provide the interface to the network layer. So here the network layer is third layer of the OSI reference model. So this network layer is just above the data link layer. So the main aim of the data link layer is to transmit data frames they have received to destination machine, so that these data frames can be handed over to the network layer of destination machine. Okay, the main aim of data link layer is to transmit data frames they have received to destination machine, so that these data frames can be handed over to the network layer. Here data frames can be handed over to the network layer from data link layer. So the data in the form of frames in data link layer. Okay, those data sent to the network layer. So the network layer is just above the data link layer. And next here, actual path, that is actual communication, and second one, virtual path. Now we see what is actual path and what is virtual path. So first one here, actual path or actual communication. In this communication, physical medium is present through which data link layer simply transmits data frames. So here the actual path is network layer, data link layer, physical layer on sending machine. Here the actual path is network layer, data link layer, physical layer on the mission one, that is source mission. On the destination mission, physical layer, data link layer, and network layer. So in the actual communication, there is a physical medium. And next, second one, virtual path. Virtual path or virtual communication. So in this virtual path or virtual communication, no physical medium is present for data link layer to transmit the data. There is no physical medium in virtual path, and there is a physical medium in actual path. So the actual path is here, network layer, data link layer, physical layer on the mission one, and physical layer, data link layer, network layer on mission two. Source mission, that is mission one, and destination mission, that is mission two. And the virtual path is here is only here, network layer, data link layer, and data link layer, network layer. In the virtual path, there is no physical medium. Okay. Next here, these are the three services provided to network layer by the data link layer. So first one, unacknowledged connectionless service. Second one, acknowledged connectionless service. Third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. So here, unacknowledged connectionless service. So this unacknowledged connectionless service simply provides datagram styles delivery without any error or any flow control. So in this service, source mission generally transmits independent frames to destination mission without having the destination mission. So here the source mission transmits the frames to destination mission without any acknowledgement. Here unacknowledged connectionless service. So there is no connection between source mission and destination mission, and there is also no any acknowledgement. Okay, we don't have any acknowledgement. Unacknowledged connectionless service. So simply here source mission sends the data to destination mission, and there is also no connection between source mission and destination mission. So services provided to network layer by the data link layer are three services: unacknowledged connectionless service, acknowledged connectionless service, Third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. So first one, unacknowledged connectionless service. Here, the source machine transmits independent frames to destination machine without having the destination machine to acknowledge these frames. So here, in unacknowledged connectionless service, the destination machine does not acknowledge any frames. Second one, acknowledged connectionless service. So this service simply provides acknowledged connectionless service, that is, the packet delivery is simply acknowledged with the help of stop and wait protocol. So here in this service, each frame that is transmitted by data link layer is simply acknowledged individually, and then the sender usually knows whether or not these transmitted data frames receive safely or not. So in acknowledged connectionless service, so there is no connection between sender and receiver, and but there is a acknowledgement. Next, third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. So in this type of service, the connection is established first among sender and receiver, or source and destination, before the data is transmitted. So in the acknowledged connection oriented service, before transmitting the data, first we establish the connection. That is here connection oriented service. And next, here receiver sends the acknowledgement to the sender. So here these are the three types of services provided to network layer by the data link layer. Unacknowledged connectionless service, so there is no acknowledgement and there is also no any connection, there is no connection, there is no acknowledgement. Second one, acknowledged connectionless service, so there is no connection and there is acknowledgement. Third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. Here first we establish the connection, then sender transmit the data and receiver sends the acknowledgement. These are the three types of services provided to network layer. Unacknowledged connectionless service. Second one, acknowledged connectionless service. Third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. Unacknowledged connectionless service means the source machine generally transmits independent frames to destination machine without having destination machines to acknowledge these frames. So your destination machine does not acknowledge any frames. Destination machine does not acknowledge any frames. Second one, acknowledged connectionless service. So here in this service, each frame that is transmitted by data link layer is simply acknowledged individually, and then sender usually knows whether or not these transmitted data frames received safely or not. That means sender sends the data, then receiver sends the acknowledgement to sender. Yes, I received the data. Okay. Next, third one, acknowledged connection oriented service. Here first we establish the connection, then sender sends the data and receiver sends the acknowledgement to sender. Yes, the data is received. Okay. So these are the three types of services provided to network layer. That is the first design issue. Second one, framing. So here the data link layer encapsulate each data packet from the network layer into frames, then transmitted. The data link layer encapsulates each packet from network layer into frames that are then transmitted. So here frame has three parts: header, payload, trailer. Header, frame header, payload, and trailer. So here payload field that contains the data packet from network layer. Here frame has three parts: frame header, payload field. Here payload field that contains the data packet from network layer. Third part is trailer. So these are the three parts in the frame. Different framing methods are here: character count, character stuffing or byte stuffing. Third one, bit stuffing. Fourth one, physical layer coding violations. Character count, character stuffing. Third one, bit stuffing. Last one, physical layer coding violations. Let us discuss each framing method. First one here, character count. So this method is rarely used and it is generally required to count total number of characters that are present in the frame. This is done by using the field in header. So this method is used to count total number of characters that are present in the frame. So here this character count method ensures data link layer at the receiver or destination machine about the total number of characters that follow and about the where the frame ends. See here, header, first field. This first field represents the number of characters in the frame. So here the first field is 5. So 5 fields in the frame here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next. So this is the end of the frame. Next one, 5. This 5 represents 5 bits in the frame or 5 characters in the frame. Here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, 8. So here first field always indicates the character count. So the number of characters in the frame are 8. So here 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 8 fields. Okay. Next, 8. This 8 indicates the number of characters in the frame. So 8, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here first diagram A. So this diagram consists of 4 frames. So first frame consists of 5 characters. So here the first character in the frame represents the length. So the length of the frame is here 5. Next, second frame, the length of the second frame, frame 2 is 5. So 5 characters in the frame here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, frame 3, 8 characters. The first character here represents the length, that is 8. So characters are 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last frame 8 characters. So here first field represents the count. So character count is here 8, 8, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3. 8 characters. Okay. Second one, here error in this character count. See here, first frame consists of 5 characters. See here, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Characters are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 5 represents the count. So here we take the count also carry one character. Okay, including this count. So here including this count, frame 1 consists of 5 characters. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, frame 2 here error. Why? Because here count is 7. So 7 characters. 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 0. Okay. Next, 1 character. Suppose this only 1. Okay. Next, 2, 3. Next, 4 characters. 4, 5, 6, 8. Next, 7 characters. Okay. So here 7 error means, why this is error means, so including this one, if you take error 7, 6, 8, 9, 8, 0, so this 7. And next 1 character, so here only 1 character. And next 2 characters, next frame 2, 3. Okay, next 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, there is an error in the frame 2. So this is about the character count. So in the character count, the first field always represents the number of characters in the frame. Okay, the first field in the frame always represents the total number of characters, that is character count. So this is used to represent the where the frame ends. Next, second one, second framing method, character stuffing. So this character stuffing is also called as byte stuffing. This character stuffing is also called as byte stuffing. So in this character stuffing, a special byte that is basically known as here ESC, escape character. In the character stuffing or byte stuffing, a special character that is here ESC, here ESC, that is escape character, that has a predefined pattern that is generally added to data section of data stream when there is a message or character that has a same pattern as that of a flag byte. So here special byte that is ESC, that is escape character. This escape character as is added to data section of data stream or a frame when there is a message or character that has a same pattern like flag byte. See, if there is any flag or escape, we add one ESC character. See here, original characters are A, flag, B. So here there is a flag. So we add ESC character. Okay, escape character. We add a special byte ESC. Next, second one, A, ESC, B. So here there is a ESC. So we add another ESC. Okay. So in the character stuffing, the special byte that is ESC character, that is escape character, is added to frame when there is a message or character that has the same pattern like flag byte or ESC byte. See here, A, ESC byte, B. So here there is a ESC byte. So we add another ESC byte. Okay. Next, A, ESC, flag, B. So A, so for this ESC we add one another ESC, and next flag. For this flag we add another ESC. Next, last one, A, ESC, ESC, B. So A, so for this ESC we add another ESC byte. Next, second ESC. For this second ESC we add another ESC byte. So in the character stuffing, a special byte that is ESC, that is escape character, is added to data stream or a frame when there is a message or character that has the same pattern like flag byte. So this is about the character stuffing. See here, example, original characters are A, flag, B. So there is a pattern like here flag. Okay, there is a character that is a pattern of flag byte. So we add ESC character. So after stuffing, A, ESC, flag, B. Similarly remaining. Next one, bit stuffing. So here, this bit stuffing, extra bits are being added by network protocol designers to the data streams. So in the bit stuffing, the extra bits are being added by network protocol designers to the data streams. Suppose when 5 consecutive ones are encountered in the data, it automatically stuffs a 0 bit into the outgoing bit stream. When 5 consecutive ones are encountered in the data, then it automatically stuffs a 0 bit into the outgoing bit stream. See here, initially the data, original data, 0, 110, here ones, all ones, 00, 10, 0, 110, 111, okay, 0010. This is the original data. Here A is the original data. See here, when 5 ones, consecutive ones are encountered, we add one extra 0. Here 5 ones. After 5 ones, we add the 0. Next, after 5 ones, we add the 0. Next, after 5 ones, we add the 0. Okay. So in the bit stuffing, whenever there are 5 consecutive ones, we add one extra 0. In the bit stuffing, when 5 consecutive ones are encountered in the data, then we automatically stuff say 0 bit into the outgoing bit stream. See here, this one is the data. A is the original data and B is the stuffed data. That is, after 5 original consecutive ones, we add 0. Okay. Next, once again 5 ones are encountered. So we add the 0. Next, once again 5 ones are encountered. We add the 0. Last one, 10010. Next, destuffing means remove those bits, remove those stuffed bits. That is destuffing. That is here C. Okay, here A is the original data. and B is the stuffed data, and C is the destuffed data. That is, the stuffed bits zeros are removed. This is about bit stuffing. So bit stuffing means when there are 5 consecutive ones, we add one extra zero to that data. Last one here, physical layer coding violations. Next one, last framing method, physical layer coding violations. So this physical layer coding violations is applicable to networks in which encoding on physical medium contains some redundancy. In such cases, normally a 1 bit 1 is a high-low pair and bit 0 is low-high pair, low-high pair. So 1 bit is a high-low pair, 0 bit is a low-high pair, that is 1 0 0 1, and the combinations of low low, that is 0 0, and high high, that is 1 1, which are not used for data, may be used for marking frame boundaries. So physical layer coding violations. So in some cases we are using bit 1 for high low pair, that is 1 0 pair. Okay, 1 bit is a high low pair and 0 bit is a low high pair. That means, for example, some LANs encode 1 bit of data by using 2 physical bits. So for example, some local area networks encode 1 bit of data by using 2 physical bits. That is, 1 bit is high low pair, that is 1 represents 1 0 and 0 represents 0 1, 1 0 1. Okay, 1 represents 1 0 and 0 represents 0 1, and 1 1 and 0 0 are not used for data. So those 1 1 and 0 0 are used for delimiting frames in some protocols. Frame boundaries, those 1 1 and 0 0 are used to mark the frame boundaries. So this is about physical layer coding violations. 1 is used to represent high low pair and 0 is used to represent low high pair, low high pair. So this is about framing methods, character count, character stuffing or byte stuffing, third one bit stuffing, fourth one physical layer coding violations. So first one character count, that means the first field always represents the character count, that is number of characters in that frame. Okay, next character stuffing, if there is any special character like flag or escape, we add ESC, that is escape character, to that data. See here, original characters A, flag B. So there is a character like flag. So we add ESC character, escape character. Second one, A, ESC B. So here there is a character like ESC. So we add another ESC. Next, A, ESC, flag B. A, escape, flag B. So for the first escape here, we add one escape character. Next, second one, flag. So we add another escape character for this flag. Next, last one, A, escape, escape B. So there are two special characters like flag byte, that is here escape, ESC, ESC. So first escape, we add one special character ESC. Second escape, we add another special character ESC. So character stuffing means the escape character ESC is added to the data if there is any special character like escape byte or flag byte. This character stuffing is also called as byte stuffing. Next one, bit stuffing. So if there are 5 consecutive ones in the data, we add another 0 to that data. See here, if there are 5 consecutive ones in the data, next we add the 0 after the 5 ones. Okay, if there are 5 consecutive ones in the data, we add 0 after that 5 consecutive ones. That is bit stuffing. So that is the second design issue, framing. Next, third design issue is the flow control. So here flow control means the data link layer regulates flow control so that a fast sender does not drone a slow receiver. That means when the sender sends frames at very high speeds, a slow receiver may not able to handle it. Okay, when a sender sends frames at very high speeds and a slow receiver may not be able to handle it. That means sender is fast and receiver is slow. There will be a frame losses even if the transmission is error free. There will be a frame losses if the transmission is error free, even if the transmission is error free. That means if there is any no error in the data, but this flow control leads to loss of the frame. Okay. So here flow control means when the sender sends frames at very high speeds, a slow receiver may not be able to handle it. This will lead to frame loss. Okay. So we have to control the flow of the data. So there are two common approaches for flow control. First one here, feedback based flow control. Second one, rate based flow control. So feedback based flow control means the receiver sends back information to the sender, giving it permission to send more data or at least telling the sender how the receiver is doing. So here feedback based flow control means the receiver sends back the feedback to the sender. Feedback based flow control, the receiver sends back information to the sender, giving it permission to send more data or at least telling the sender how the receiver is doing. So here receiver sends the feedback to the sender. So please send the data at low speed. Okay, here receiver sends the some feedback or some information again back to the sender that dear sender, please send the data at low speed. Next, second one, rate based flow control. So in the rate based flow control, here the protocol has built-in mechanism that limits the rate at which senders may transmit data without using feedback from the receiver. So here in rate based flow control, the receiver does not send any feedback to the sender. So there is a one protocol that has a built-in mechanism that limits the data rate at which senders may transmit the data. There is a one built-in mechanism that limits the data rate which senders may transmit the data. That is about rate-based flow control. So two flow control mechanisms. One is feedback-based flow control, and second one is rate-based flow control. Last one here, error control. So here the data link layer uses some error control mechanisms to ensure that frames are transmitted with certain level of accuracy. So, but to understand how errors are controlled, it is essential to know what type of errors may occur. It is essential to know what type of errors may occur when the data is transmitted from sender to receiver. So there are three types of errors: single bit error, multiple bits error, third one burst error. So first one, single bit error. So in a frame there is only one bit which is corrupt. In a frame there is only one bit which is corrupt. That means there is only error in one bit. See here, the data sent is 10110011, but received as 10110111. So here there is error in only one bit. Here 0 is received as 1. Okay, single bit error means in a frame there is only one bit that is corrupt. Next, multiple bits error. Here the frame is received with more than one bits in a corrupted state. See here, this 1 is received as 0 and this 0 is received as 1. That means multiple bits error means here frame is received with more than one bits in a corrupted state. Next, third one, burst error. Here frame contains more than one consecutive bits corrupted. See here, more than one consecutive bits. See here, this this 0 is received as 1, and again next bit only, that is consecutive bit, this one is received as 0, and next consecutive bit, this one is received as 0. So burst error means your frame contains more than one consecutive bit error, more than one consecutive bit in a corrupted state. These are the three types of errors. We have to understand how these errors are controlled by using different error control mechanisms. So two error control mechanisms, error correction and error detection. So these mechanisms discussed in the next class. So in this class, we discussed data link layer design issues. So different data link layer design issues are services provided to network layer, second one framing, third one flow control, last one error control. So services provided to network layer are here three types of services: unacknowledged connectionless service, acknowledged connectionless service, acknowledged connection oriented service. So here unacknowledged connectionless service, unacknowledged connectionless service means there is no connection between sender and receiver, and unacknowledged means your receiver does not send any acknowledgement to sender. And next, acknowledged connectionless service means your receiver sends the acknowledgement to sender. And last one, acknowledged connection oriented service means here first we establish the connection between sender and receiver, and then receiver sends the acknowledgement to sender. Okay, first sender sends the data, next receiver sends the acknowledgement to sender. Yes, the data is received by me. Next, second data link layer design issue is framing. So different framing methods are character count, character stuffing or byte stuffing, third one bit stuffing, last one physical layer coding violations. So in the character count, the first field, that is header, always represents the number of characters in the frame. Character count, that is character count, here first field, that is header, always represents the character count. Suppose here, if you give frame 1 5, okay, frame 1 first field 5 means 5 characters in that frame, 5 1 2 3 4. Next, if you give here 7, so there must be 7 characters in the frame. Okay, suppose if you give here 7 6 7 8 9 8, okay, that is only frame 2 means that is error. Why? Because here 7 6 7 8 9 8, there are only 6 characters, but the character length is here, that means character count is here 7. Okay, but here only 6 characters, 7 6 7 8 9 8 only, from up to 8 only. Okay, that is here the error in frame 2. Okay, next, character stuffing. So here first one is a frame. So here frame consists of header and payload and trailer. So here original characters are A, flag, B. So character stuffing means we add one escape character, that is ESC, if there is any character like ESC and flag. See here, first one A, flag, B. So here there is a character that is like flag. Okay, there is a byte like flag. So we add ESC, escape character. Next, second one, there is a character like ESC. So we add one another ESC. Next, A, ESC, flag, B. So we add ESC for this ESC, and next flag for here, ESC for flag. And next one, A, ESC, ESC, B. Okay, and next here A, for the first ESC we add escape character ESC, and next second ESC, that is second escape character, we add another ESC. Next, bit stuffing. So if there are any 5 consecutive ones, then after that those 5 consecutive ones we add 0. Okay, those zeros are called stuffed bits. Next, flow control. So there are two types of flow controls: feedback based flow control, and second one, rate based flow control. And last one, error control. So we have to understand how error is controlled. Okay, we have to understand how error is controlled. So there are two error control mechanisms: error correction and error detection. So in the next class we discuss these error control mechanisms.